What's up, guys? TheMetaChaser13x here, and I am bringing you a Pokemon analysis featuring the final evolution of the Fire Starter Pokemon known as Emboar. And I just sort of wanted to apologize for sounding slow and somewhat sluggish in my last two videos. I have been up for a very long time since 8 o'clock last night, but I got a really good nap in, so I feel I should do a lot better with this one. So how about we get started, eh? So as you see here, it is a firefighting type Pokemon. Now I thought it was really unnecessary for Nintendo to make a third firefighting starter Pokemon in the row. You know, it's just like the first time it was with Blaziken. I thought that was really awesome. He totally made it work out. Um, the second time with Infernape, I thought Nintendo was pushing a little bit. However, it made it work out really nicely. This one here, I personally think it should have been a Fire Dark type, which would have made for very, very interesting typing. Um, and being the only fire starter to have that typing combination. But I guess we just gotta live with that. But either way, firefighting is not a bad typing whatsoever. Um, as for its abilities, its first ability is known as Blaze, which is an exclusive ability that only fire starter Pokemon get, and it basically boosts your fire type moves by 1.5 times when you're down to a 30-year health, and it could turn the tide in battle, making you kind of like an odds-on favorite. Um, as for its Dream World ability, it is known as Reckless, and what that does is it boosts your moves that have recoil damage dealt to you by 20%. So if you're using, say, Flare Blitz, Wild Charge, or Head Smash, those deal recoil damage to you, but it gets that power increase, so it could make you pretty deadly. So as for its stats, it has 110 base HP, 123 physical attack, 65 physical defense, 100 special attack, 65 special defense, and 65 speed. Stat layout really isn't that bad, but it's not that good either because I think that it should have been flipped around so that the speed would have been 100 and the special attack would have been 65, making him like just an all-out physical attacking fire pig. I couldn't really think of any other thing to call it. But it does open it up for some nice mixed possibilities, and I do have a few sets to take advantage of its unique stat layout, so let's get started with that. So the first set that we have here, it is an all-out physical attacker. Its nature is adamant. We're going to be using Blaze as its ability. As for the item, I want to give it an expert belt because as you see here, it has a wide variety of types covered with these four moves I will be discussing. Um, what it does is it gives super effective moves a 20% boost, which is always nice. As for the moves itself, first one we have is Flame Charge. Um, and what that does is it's a base 50 power fire type move, obviously. But what it does is at the end of each turn, it boosts your speed up by one stage. So, that's pretty nice. The second move is Brick Break because it's a solid stab fighting type move with base 75 power, and it breaks through walls such as Reflect and Light Screen. Um, the next move that we have is Wild Bolt, which is a cool move that was introduced in 5th generation. It's like a milder version of Volt Tackle, and it causes a little bit of recoil damage, but it covers its water and flying type weaknesses. The next move we have is Earthquake, because it's just a really cool move. Base 100 power, doesn't hit flying type moves, but that flying type Pokemon, sorry, but that's okay. As for the EVs, it has 6 in attack, 252 in, oh, I'm sorry, 6 in HP, 252 in attack, and 252 in speed. Now, with its base 65 speed, even maxed out, it's really not that fast, but after a flame charge, it'll be a lot harder to take down, so just bear that in mind. So with that, I'm going to take you to a next set. So the next set that I have here, it is a full-on special attacking set, basically the counterpart to the previous set where it focused on all physical attacks. Its nature is going to be modest, and its ability is going to be Blaze. As for the item, again, we're giving an expert belt because you take a look at these moves and there is a pretty wide type coverage. So, that's always nice to cover a lot of types in battle. As for the EVs, 6 are going to go into HP. 252 into special attack and 252 into speed. As for the attacks, first one's going to be Flamethrower because it's a very good base 95 stab special attack. The second one is going to be Focus Blast. Even though the accuracy is a little bit shaky, but when it hits, oh my god, it does damage. And a whole hell of a lot of it. As for the next move, it's known as Scald, which I think is very funny that a fire-type Pokemon, especially like Emboar, can learn a water-type move, but then again, it's boiling water, so I guess that sort of makes sense. And the next move that we have is Grass Knot, and it's just a good way to knock off those bulky water types that are giving you grief. Now, with that, I have one more set, so let's get to it. So, with this set here, it's basically going to work out as a defensive setup kind of set. Its nature's going to be careful. In other words, you're lowering your special attack, which we won't be needing in this set, and it boosts your special defense, which is always nice. Ability, once again, is going to be Blaze, and the items for choice is either going to be Leftovers, in which it recovers a little bit of your health at the end of each turn, or a Chesto Berry to awaken you from sleep. And it goes well with the ability with the move Rest, because you essentially spend only one turn resting up and recovering your HP completely, as well as any status alignments, or ailments. Sorry. As for its EVs, 252 are going into HP, 252 into special defense, and 6 into speed, just to give you that one more point in speed. As for the moves, the first one's going to be Flame Charge. It's a good way to not only boost your speed, but do damage with a fire type move. Next move that we have is Brick Break. And again, it's a very good base 75 attack that, sorry about that, that smashes any walls such as Reflect and Light Screen. Now, the next move that we have is Bulk Up, which boosts your attack and defense by one stage. So if you set up a couple Bulk Ups, you're going to be incredibly hard to take down, barring any critical hits. Or super effective hits, for that matter. And the last move that we have is Rest. And if you don't have a Chesto Berry, you spend 2 turns recovering and basically leaves you wide open for attack. So Chesto Berry would go nice with this, although leftovers is also nice to have because whether you're resting or not, at the end of each turn you are recovering a little bit of health. And I also just wanted to say that at the beginning of the video, I forgot to mention its strengths and weaknesses. It is weak to water, ground, flying, and psychic, which is unfortunate. However, it resists fire, grass, ice, dark, steel, and has a 4 times resistance to bug. So that's always nice as well. That's basically the end of this Pokemon analysis. I'm glad that I actually was able to finish this series in a run of a day. I am on my string of 4 days off, so I have a lot of free time with that. That's basically it. I will be doing analysis in the future, but for now, this is goodbye.